Good evening. I am Ajay Mathur from the batch of 22. I am born and brought up in Delhi. So started from the bottom. I had an inclination. I had a business oriented mind. So I took up commerce as my majors in 11th and 12th. And post that I joined Shriram College of Commerce with BCom honors as my undergraduate degree. So in my college days, I was involved in lots of extracurricular activities. Like I was involved in a sports committee. I was in sports committee as well. I was in dance society as well, and I was also the senior executive member of Hindi Sahitya Sabha in my second year. And I also interned at various places, and I explored various domains of management like marketing, sales, finance. I was interned at Ganesh Stock Invest Private Limited as a summer intern in finance, and I was involved in the Testament as a social media executive. So I even won the best intern of the week for 2 weeks straight in that company. And I was a part of an NGO called was a part of an NGO called Unat Foundation, where the primary work was to take care of the underprivileged people which were there, and made round visits every week, and was also involved in organizing fun activities for them and interacting with them on a weekly basis. So that was my work in college, and I also did certain certifications from National Stock Exchange, which was called NCFM, and I am a level 2 candidate of that as well. Post that, I joined Labs Advisor as a business development associate, and my primary work was to increase the sales of the company by increasing the customer base. So my first project was affiliate marketing, and the which yielded great results. And the next work was to bring the investments for the company through venture capitalist firms. So I reached out to every venture capitalist possible, which is there in India, and I was able to get one venture capitalist on board, and the post that meeting sir handled. And I was also involved in outbound calls for the company to bring back our old customers. So that was my primary work in my professional journey. And my strengths are I'm a multitasking personality, and I am a go-getter, and I have a positive attitude. I always find something positive out of a negative thing. And my weaknesses are I am a self-critic. I always misjudge myself, and I am a result-oriented person as well. Thank you. So my MBA journey started when I was in college. So I already told that I was involved in lots of extracurricular activities, and I was also involved in many societies of my college. So in that we have to organize fest on a regular basis. So I was a part of it, and uh, at that point of time I thought that I am good at managing people, and I am good at communicating to people and taking care of them and fulfilling their needs. So I kind of explored this thing, and I talked to my seniors and my friends and family. Then I decided to pursue an MBA. Suppose that I did not try to get into an MBA because I was not able to clear it, and also I got a job as well. So I did not tried my did not did my best there. And the learnings, that's why I'm doing an MBA, and here I am at IFT. And the learnings which we get from being an MBA student, from learning from peer to peer learning, and learning from seniors, and attending industry gatherings, and learning from faculty. So I think it's an immense knowledge which you can get being an MBA student. And the uh, person you go while you go into an MBA college, and your person which comes out of an MBA college are two different personalities, and I have also seen it through my eyes. For example, I have my friend who did his MBA in 2020 recently, and he has changed a lot. I met him 2 3 months back. So the learnings which you get from MBA, it's immense, and the knowledge which you gain, and the learning and the peer-to-peer learning which you get from many people from diverse backgrounds, I think that's unmatchable. And I don't think you can get this kind of learning in any sphere or in any diverse field. So that's why I did MBA, and I'm willing to pursue it now. Thank you. So I had met my two colleagues in my when I was working, and we are from the same college, but we did not met in college. I don't know why, but we land up in same company. So they were from South India, and I was not I had not met any kind of person from South India. So because they did not speak Hindi, so I was not kind of comfortable in talking to them. Basically the problem was I didn't find a connect with him talking in English, because I'm kind of that person which is more suitable in talking in Hindi. So that kind of hindered me at that point of time. So there were many instances where I did not talk to them, and because our workings were quite different in the company. But then I decided to not continue this thing for a long period of time. So I started connecting with them it at regular intervals. So we even got out for lunch many times in when I was in the when I was in the company. So I did gradually continue and try to make connect with them, and try to talk with them. So I felt very comfortable at the later stage. So the learning which I have got from this is that you should get out of your comfort zone if you want to succeed in life. And they even helped me in my project which I where I was facing problem, though that particular project was not assigned to them. So my learning from is that you should always get out of your comfort zone and try to grasp the opportunity which is in front of you. That is what make you a good and successful individual. And also we even went for trips, I guess, and we even did late night parties, and where I did not thought of doing all this with them. So it's a very great experience. And the they were from different backgrounds, and finally I uh, got involved in them so much that I was not ready to leave them. So that's what that was the kind of people I met in during my company. So thank you. So the biggest hurdle which I have faced in my life is when I started preparing for CAT and IFT in 2017. So I started preparing it from then only, but I couldn't able to clear it in that attempt. So that kind of thing really hurted me at that point of time, but I did not lost the hope, and I again tried in 2018 while working, and with the correct approach, but I was again not able to clear it at that point of time. So that thing kind of feared me a lot. And as I've already mentioned that in my weaknesses, that one of my weaknesses, I am a self critic. So I at that point of time I thought that this thing is not for me, these exams are not meant for me, I'm not a person with an analytical mind, I am not a person who can solve an aptitude question, because I've never ever faced that kind of aptitude and that aptitude questions in my life when I was in school, so I was not involved in that kind of activities. So I again tried in 2019 with the proper approach and a structured approach, and I could able to clear both the exams, and here I am at Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. So the learning which I have got from this is that you should not lose hope at any point of time. Like I if there was any other person in my place, he or she will be able to thought that this thing is not made for me, I should quit it and maybe explore some other areas which I am more interested in, as I was also interested in doing civil services, but I did not lose my mind, because I had already made up my plan to do an MBA when I was in college, as I've already mentioned. So that thing strikes me, and that thing motivates me a lot, and I'm here now at IFT. So I my advice is you should never lose hope, and you should always try to achieve what you always dreamt of. So if I were the top sales executive of a company and I have a client top level client in front of me, and he is asking for some kickbacks for that order. So I see the main problem arises when you think that you should give the kickbacks or bribe to that person. So that I think that thing is very bad and very unprofessional on on your front. So my so if I were that person, I would have approached in a three situation basis: the best case, the better case, and the worst case. So the best case is when you try to persuade or try to convince that top level client, and try to be on that terms agreeing note that this thing is not right, we can approach in some other way, and there is a solution for it. We should go from that way and not come to this route, because it is illegal. So, and as a sales executive, and you should have a clear cut influencing skills on the people. So I would have approached that way in that scenario. If that not the case, I would have gone to the second case, which is to give the that particular person a liberty to not accept the order. So I straight away walked from that office, or his or her office that I was in, that I was there. So I did not accept that order, and I will move to some another client, and I will try to convince of my another client to get that order from that same company. And if not the case, I will go in the worst case to my senior manager, and will try to explain the things, and will try to give the proof what happened that day, and will give ask the my manager to give do conclude this thing in a very written and a formal communication way, so that the proof remains with us. And so that was the three cases which I have approached if I were the top sales executive. And the it's the role of a sales executive to convince that person. If not, then straight away walk from that office and do not accept that order. And if that is not the case, you should told to your manager that this thing happened to me, and there is a way forward from that. Thank you.